Well, turning to the latest in our homeless crisis now, and new data that shows just how many tents and tarps that Multnomah County is giving out to people living on the street. Since last July, more than 6,500 tents and more than 24,000 tarps were handed out.
Multnomah County leaders argue it's a humane way to respond to this crisis, while others say it's money poorly spent. Blair Best has the story.
Wednesday morning inside Portland City Council chambers revealed alarming new data around Portland's homeless crisis.
Good morning, Mayor Wheeler and council members.
That's John DiLorenzo, the attorney behind the 2022 lawsuit against the city of Portland, claiming tents block ADA access on public sidewalks. As part of the settlement deal reached last spring, the city agreed to prioritize removing campsites obstructing sidewalks and to track that progress.
The city has removed over 4,000 encampments, which equates to about 8,000 to 12,000 tents.
That's more tents than the number of homeless people in Multnomah County, according to the most recent point-in-time count. So why is that? Well, new data from a public records request shows at the same time those encampments were being removed, the Joint Office of Homeless Services, a city and county-run group where the county holds most of the power, was handing out more than 6,500 tents and more than 24,000 tarps.
It's a crazy exercise of trying to walk up the down escalator.
A Portland City Commissioner and mayoral candidate Rene Gonzalez agrees. We caught up with him during his lunch break on Wednesday.
Deeply concerning. We're seeing this cycle of pumping tents and tarps into our community. We know a lot of that's coming from the Joint Office on Homelessness and some of our well-intentioned nonprofits, and we're continuing to spend way too much as a city trying to clean up our streets.
County Chair Jessica Vega-Peterson responded Wednesday that handing out tents and tarps, especially during severe weather events, is all part of having a humane response to those living on our streets while we increase our housing and shelter capacity.
That is the least humane way of responding. It encourages people to stay outdoors. The whole idea is to encourage people to come indoors.
In last week's nearly $4 billion budget vote, the county approved to spend $230,000 on more tents for the homeless this year. A Portland City Commissioner and mayoral candidate Carmen Rubio responded by saying banning tents is not the solution, but she wants to learn more about the county's decision to put more money toward tent and tarp distribution. Records also show that Rapid Response BioClean, that's the commercial cleaning service the city pays more than $26 million to remove homeless camps, also got some of those tents and tarps. It's unclear where exactly they ended up.
The problem is those very tents that they checked out, they're going to have to charge the city ultimately to clean up too. So it's just an endless cycle. It makes no sense at all.
We've got some tough conversations coming in the next 2 weeks on this topic, but needless to say, I'm deep concerned.
All right, so as for the tents that are removed, the county holds them along with anything else left behind in a storage unit for 30 days. If they're not claimed, they get thrown out. Now, the city gives the county about $40 million a year to fund the Joint Office of Homeless Services. That's the group responsible for purchasing all the tents and tarps. Now, some are calling on the city to sever those ties and instead put the money toward opening more shelter. And there'll be a vote on that in the coming weeks. Stephanie.
Divisive issue here. All right, Blair, thank you so much for that reporting.